the Upside Down Church. I'm Jacob. Today we are shooting a little video in celebration of Dennis over at Analog Archives. Congratulations on the 2,000 subscribers. Well deserved. Yeah, watch quite a bit of Dennis's videos, great stuff. Also, I've had the pleasure of being on quite a few streams with him. Just BS streams as well as a few other streams over on like Gas Masks and Hand Grenades channel, and I think a few times on the Dreadful Minutes Rick's channel. So Rick and Jeff's channels. I've been on quite a few streams with Dennis. Always a great time. Great dude. Anyways, yeah. So today, what he wants us talking about are sophomore albums. He wants sophomore albums that are as good as or better than the debut. So yeah, I tried to go for things that were like clearly an improvement over the first in my books. So yeah, that's kind of what I went with. Before we dive into that, we're listening to Souldrainer with Departure. This came out in 2022 on Black Lion Records, Swedish band. The guys back there. Yeah, really solid release. Pretty much very influenced by Hypocrisy. Yeah, worth checking out if you dig melodic death metal, especially this the heavier kind of Hypocrisy influenced stuff. Yeah. Cheers, Dennis. And whoever watches. But first album that came to mind, the second album by Cryptopsy, None So Vile. I know a lot of people love, both the first, and I do too, but I think None So Vile is quite a bit above Blasphemy Made Flesh. It's just one of my first death metal albums I fell in love with. Brutal as fuck. Very few albums can compare to the just pure brutality on this release. Yeah, I love None So Vile. Like, this is probably a top 3, at least, death metal album for me. So yeah, Cryptopsy, None So Vile. Yeah, then there was got one more CD. This is another Canadian band. This is much lesser known than Cryptopsy, but this is Primal Frost with Lost Elegies. 2021 release. Debut came out 7 years earlier. The debut, Prosperous Visions, was the name of it. Prosperous Visions was it's good, it's fine, it's pretty standard melodic death metal of the style. It's kind of a little in that Winter Sun realm of melodic death metal, but it's actually I believe it's one man project. Yeah, Dean Arnold does all the music on here, but yeah, this one's really light years, honestly, ahead of the debut. This compares to really a lot of that top shelf modern melodic death metal. A lot like Aether Realm, if you're familiar with Aether Realm. Tarot. It's not quite as good as Tarot, but if you love Tarot, Lost Elegies by Primal Frost is worth checking out. Okay, go to probably the oldest album I'll show. Take it out of this sleeve. It's a little, got quite a bit of glare on it. Yeah. Mly Crew with Shout at the Devil. Put the demo right there. From what Too Fast for Love was pretty groundbreaking when it came out. Really launched the hair metal scene. But there's a lot of really good songs on that one. But I think Shout at the Devil, it's a much more cohesive, complete album, in my book. That as well, it's definitely got my favorite Crew track with Too Young to Fall in Love. So yeah, Mly Crew. Alright, from there we go to Norway. 93, Immortal releases Pure Holocaust. Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism came out a year earlier, or 2 years earlier. And that one, great album. But on that one, they're pretty much just worshiping Bathory. And then they come out with Pure Holocaust, and they really start to develop their own style and sound. And yeah, Immortal, one of the all-time greatest black metal bands. And this is where they really develop their own sound and really come into their own. Pure Holocaust. Alright, going along here. Next up, another black metal album, completely different style of black metal. This is a post black metal by the band Ashbringer. Debut album Vacant came out in 2015. A year later, they came out with Eugen. Yeah, that's right. Which Vacant it's solid, just solid post-black, a little atmospheric. And then on Eugen, they really, like I've said before, they really hone it in and develop their own style and sound, and deliver an album that I might put on my top 10 post-black metal albums of all time. Really love Eugen, especially the songs like From Oceans Apart, Lakeside Meditation, In Remembrance. Those three songs all back to back really make this album. Yeah. Cheap. Alright, next up we're gonna go with a little progressive metal from the band Soen. This is Tellurian, the follow-up to Cognitive. I think this is kind of an international project. Martin Lopez, I think, is kind of the mastermind behind the project. He formerly of Opeth, and I believe he also where he originally cut his teeth. He's a drummer. He was originally on, I think, Amon Amarth's debut album. That's kind of where he launched his career. But yeah, this is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe like, and I'm not a huge Opeth expert, so this is kind of me talking out my ass. But this is kind of like what I would guess is Opeth meets Tool, especially when you listen to Cognitive. Cognitive is really, really close to a Tool ripoff album. This one, they, again, develop more of their own style, start to drift away from that. Lately, they've become more of a some people call them sellouts. I don't know that I've heard also people defend them and say that that's not their kind of motive behind it, but they've changed to a more mainstream, stripped down sound. But yeah, Tellurian is an amazing progressive metal album. I really love Cognitive too, but it's ripping on Tool pretty hard in this one. Quite a bit better than that one as far as, developing their own style. Okay, the next one, some people might disagree with me on this one, but Power Trip's Nightmare Logic. This was probably, as far as better than the debut, probably as close as you can get out of the albums I picked. But I've always been drawn more to Nightmare Logic than what's the name? Manifest Decimation. Yeah, just the songs on here draw me in better. Both albums are really good, but the riffs, the songs on this one, I like a little bit better. Okay. Next up, a little atmospheric, blackened funeral doom, I guess is what you would how you would describe this one. This is Vouna. I don't know. It's a one lady project from, I don't know if I mentioned it, from, I think she's from Washington. Yeah. This incredible doomy black and doom funeral doom album. The debut didn't really do a ton for me. It's solid, but it's something that I've never felt the need to pull back off the shelf. While this one is album I definitely return to. Really great stuff from Vouna. That one came out, I believe, 2001 or 2002, and the first album was a self-titled album that came out a year or two earlier than that one. Drinking Moose Drool brown ale, great stuff. Up there with my favorite beers. Okay, a couple more. I'm just gonna leave this on the sleeve, the jacket, whatever. The outer sleeve. Warning: watching from a distance. Musically and everything, it's on par with The Strength to Dream, which came out a bit earlier than this one. I don't remember how many years, like half a decade or so. But yeah, watching from a distance, it just has a much more profound emotional impact. And those of you that know Warning know how this shit hits you. And that's the improvement for me. It's just this one hits so much harder emotionally than The Strength to Dream. So yeah, Warning, Watching from the Distance, our second to last album. And then we'll close with The Mad King by Warrior Path. This is one of my favorite 2021 albums, and yeah, great kind of power metal stuff from Greece. Besides the singer, I think the singer, at least on this one, I don't know where the, so that's, we'll get right into it. What the issue with the first album, the self-titled album, is, and that's the singer. Good album, but they changed singers for this one. They bring in Daniel something, I can't remember his last name. He's on that he's on the new Sacred Outcry album that's getting a lot of praise this year as well. He was the singer for Lost Horizon, which is a highly praised, acclaimed power metal band from the early thousands, I think. Well, haven't gotten around to getting those albums. I think they're kind of hard to get. I'm not sure. I haven't looked too much into it. Haven't looked into it because that's my my assumption is that they're hard to get. Maybe I should look into it. Anyways, yeah. They replaced the singer, bring in Daniel from Sacred Outcry, Lost Horizon, and man, he fucking delivers on this album. Great stuff. Yeah. There they are there. Back. Yeah, those are my 10 sophomore albums. Yeah, so congratulations, Dennis. Sure, I'll see you around on a few more streams. But yeah, y'all take it easy. We'll see you on the next one.